Hello YouTube, my name is Daniel and welcome back to another video. This is the fourth video in my Android music streaming app series where I'm building a music streaming app from scratch using Jetpack Compose and Firebase. In this episode we are going to get started on the UI. So firstly we need to create our UI package under the parent directory. So right click, new package. This will be called UI. And firstly, we're going to start working on the theme. So we'll create a new package called theme. And inside the theme package, we need another 3 packages for color, theme, and type. So we'll have color. And then inside the theme package, we need 3 files. The first one will be color.kt. We'll start first with the color file, and here we'll define the colors for our app. The first color we will define is the color for our dialog, which shows the track details such as the artist name and the track index. This will be called dialog color. And this will be a grey color, which will be 0xFF 5F5 F5F, and just run this import, and we want color from androidx.compose.ui graphics. There we go. Now we're going to create a sealed class of colors which will contain the colors for our app, and we are going to have one object inside this class which will be the dark theme colors, as we will only have a dark theme in our app. This will be called theme colors, so sealed class, theme colors, and normally you will add a light theme in here also. The values for this class will first be the background color, and they'll all be colors, so I'm just going to duplicate this. The second one will be the surface color, then the primary color, followed by the text color. And then inside here we will have an object called dark for our dark theme, and then we can provide a color palette using the theme colors sealed class. And then we want to provide the background color, which will be color 0xFF and followed by 6 zeros for the color black. Then we will have our surface color, which will also be black. Then our primary color, which will be the color green, and that will be 0xFF4 FB64C, and then the text color will be white, and that will be color.white. And that is all we need for our color file. Next we can move on to the theme file. Again, this won't be a class, so we can get rid of that. Now we can declare our color scheme, so that will be private val dark color scheme, and that will equal dark colors. And now we can pass in the primary color, which will be theme colors dot primary dot dark dot primary. Then the surface color, which will be theme colors dot dark dot surface. Then on primary, which will be our text color, so theme colors dot dark dot text. And then the last one, which will be the background, theme colors dot dark dot background. Now we need a composable function for accessing our theme. We need to annotate this at composable, and the function name will be jukebox compose theme. This will take a parameter which will be the content of our app, and that will be a composable, and it will return a unit. Then we open up the brackets, and in here we can pass our material theme. We don't need the curly braces here, and we want to provide our typography, which will be typography, our content, which will be our content, and the colors, which will be the dark color scheme. The typography we will now create in the type file, and just update its method name, compose. There we go. So in here we need to define our typography, which we'll call typography. Now we equal typography. We can pass in the body. We need to access the typography class here. There we go. And we can pass in the body 1, which will be textile. Font family will be font family.default. Followed by the font weight, which will be font weight.normal. And the font size, which will be 16sp, so 16.sp, run the import. And then the only other font we need to define is the title font for our app, and we will call that title font. And that will use one of our resource files, so that will be font family, and pass in a font. And the resource for this will be r.font.title_font, and just run those imports. And there we go, that is our typography file created. Now if we go back to the theme, and we want to use the typography we defined in our type file, so if you type lowercase typography, that should be absolutely fine. And now we can get started on the composables, and this will be also in the UI package. So we need to right click on UI, new package, and inside the UI folder we want to create a composables folder. And the first composable we are going to start working on is the loading screen, and this will be shown as the app is starting up, as we need to have a loading screen for while we are fetching the tracks from Firebase and bring them onto the screen. Once those tracks are ready, we can then switch over to the main screen. So this will be called loading screen. And this will be a composable function called loading screen. This will not take any parameters, and it will return a box with a modifier for filling the maximum size that is available. Just run that import. And inside that box we want a column and a modifier for aligning the content, and that will be modifier.align alignment.center, as we want all of the elements in this composable to be aligned in the center. I'm just going to add a bit more space on this file. Inside that column we want a text composable followed by a spacer and a circular progress indicator. So in our text composable, we want to first provide a string resource, which will be r.string .loading message, and just run the import. Next, we want to assign the font weight, as we want this to be bold. Font weight .bold, and a font size of 24 SP. And notice we haven't needed to provide a color. This will automatically be white, as we are using white for our theme. Next, we have the spacer. So we want to import spacer and add a modifier, and we just need to assign a size. So modifier.size, and this will be 12.dp, as we want to split as we want to have a space of 12 dp between the text and the circular progress bar. And in the indicator, we just need to add some padding, so modifier.padding all around will be 24.dp, and then we want to align this to the center, and we can do that by using alignment.center horizontally. And that is all we need to the loading screen. And the final composable we will create in this video will be the track dialog, and this is used to show all of the details of the track on the screen. And this can be accessed from pressing the track album art in the list. That will be called track details dialog. And this will be another composable function called track details dialog. This will take two parameters. The first one will be the track, which will be a mutable state, as the track that is passed could change depending on which track the user clicks. So this will be a mutable state of track. And next will be the open dialog status, which will be again a mutable value, which will change depending on whether the user has clicked on a track or not. So that will be mutable state boolean. And we're just going to add some more space to this file. And now what we want to do is we want to check if the open dialog.value is true and the track.value is not null, as we don't want to open up an empty dialog if any of the track details is null. And we just need to add a question mark here, as the value of the track could be null. There we go. And in here we are going to use an alert dialog, and we need to pass in some additional parameters. The background color for this will be the dialog color, which we defined in our color file. The onDismiss request will be open dialog.value equals false, and that will close the dialog. Next, we want to pass in our title, which will be a text composable, and that will be the track title. So text equals track.song title. And before we can access the track, we just need to create a value up here so we can easily access it. So we don't want any of the values to be recognized as null, as we are already in this if track. So to do that, we can use val track equals track.value, and then two exclamation marks, as we know it will not be null. And then we can use track.songtitle to access the title of the song. And then underneath the title, we want to pass a text composable, which will be a column with two text widgets. So we just duplicate that. The first one will be the artist of the song, so that will be string resource r.string. Just make sure we run this import. So resource.string.artist plus a space plus the track artist, so track.artist. And the next one is going to be very similar, so I'm going to copy and paste this, and that will be a string resource, and it will be the track number followed by a space and track index plus 1. As we do not want to have track index 0, we're just going to add 1 to the end, so it'll be track 1, track 2, and so on. And then underneath the text, we are going to have some buttons. So for our buttons, we will need a row composable. And inside the row composable, we need to add a modifier for the padding. The padding will be 8dp all around. And then we need to add an arrangement for how we will arrange the buttons inside the row, and this will be horizontal arrangement, and that will be arrangement center, as we want to center the button. I'll just reorganize the code. There we go. So for the button, we will use a button composable. The onClick will close the dialog, so that will be open dialog.false. And we also need to add a modifier to this button, which would be for the padding, so modifier.padding will be 12dp, and we also want this to fill the maximum width of the row. And inside the button, we just need to add a text composable and a string resource, which will be r.string.dismiss. And we can remove these brackets down here. And that is all we need for the track details dialog. So I'm going to end the video here, guys. In the next video, we'll start on the other composables, which will be the track list and the player screen, along with the animations. If you have any questions, please post them down in the comments. Please like the video and please subscribe.